So Isadora, when is your ACT? Or your SAT, whichever. Have you signed, when do you have to sign up for them? I don't remember. It's been so long. Oh, might want to check because I think those summer tests fill up pretty quickly. Are you going to do well, I guess you'll have to sign up and see. So in Georgia, which is the more common test? Is it the ACT or the SAT? Here in Missouri, it's the ACT. Yeah. Whatever. Yes, it's the SAT. So that's the one you think that's more common in Georgia? Could be because East Coast is SAT. I think California and that is SAT, but everybody else is ACT. Do you know where you want to go to school? Or is it too early yet? Okay. Yeah. So if it's Georgia Tech, then you probably should take the SAT, right? I mean, focus on the SAT. Yeah. Well, I would for sure, maybe tomorrow when you guys get out early from school, I would for sure get on their website or whatever and see when you should sign up, what the deadlines are. Yeah. And I know with the ACT, yeah, I know with the ACT, it used to be that I think you could take it as many times as you wanted. And then they send the highest scores. They send the highest score to your first three choices of school. I think that's how that went. Mm-hmm. Yes, lots of things. So how far is Georgia? Oh, sorry. How far is Georgia Tech from where you live? A couple of hours? Two hours? That's good. Far enough, but not too far, right? Right. Like my daughter, she's 16 hours. 16 hours away. Yep. She graduates this year. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll give other folks a couple minutes before we start class and yeah, and then we'll get started. Oh, here you go. Here you go, Isabel. I'm going to share this screen. Hold on one second. Okay. The regular registration deadline for the SAT is May 22nd. And it looks like that's the only time in the summer is June. Yes, you do. So yeah, good thing we looked, right? You have about a month for that registration deadline. Let's see what the SACT is. Buenas tardes, Hill. Ooh, Isadora, May 9th. It's right around the corner for the ACT. Hola, Liliana. Good thing we kind of peaked. Liliana, how's your day? Buenos días, Kenzie. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Hill, how's it going today? Good. All right, I'm going to, clase, first of all, share my screen, okay? And let's see if I can find where I'm at here. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so this is purely, good, Hill. This is purely random, okay, guys? Two truths and a lie. So which is the lie and which are the truths? Chile is a world-class producer of beer. The driest place on earth can be found in Chile, because remember, we're doing geography stuff. And penguins live in the wild in Chile. So tell me in chat, or you can unmute, which one you think is the lie. And you can Google if you want, but it's funner not to. It's funner to just think about it and make a guess. Which is the lie? A, B, or C? Ooh, Liliana, good job. Anybody else? How'd you know that? Very good, Hill. How'd you guys know this? Or did you look it up? Kinsey? Isadora, what do you think? Which one's the lie? Really, Hill? Good guess. Good, Isadora. Yes, you're right, Isadora. Which one do you think is the lie? Yes, you're right. You're absolutely right. Good job. Good job. Okay, so let's look at them again. Which one is the lie? Chile is a world-class producer of beer. The driest place on earth can be found in Chile, or penguins live in the wild in Chile. So let's start with the penguins, los pingüinos. That is true. Penguins live in the wild in Chile. I think they call them Humboldt penguins because the Humboldt current runs through there, that area in the southern part of Chile. Okay, so that's true. B, the driest place on earth can be found in Chile is true. It's the Atacama Desert. So the Atacama Desert is the driest place on earth. Okay, but remember, you guys, since we're talking about geography, I had asked you one day last week or something, are all deserts hot? And the answer is no. Okay, it's about precipitation amounts. It doesn't matter if it's hot or cold. Okay, and then A, Chile is a world-class producer of beer. That is the lie. Chile is a world-class producer of wine. Believe it or not, we don't think about that. We think of France or Italy or Spain or something, right? But it is. It's a world-class producer of wine. Good job, you guys. You did a great job with that one. Okay, so what are we doing today? Behind me, you guys, hoy es miércoles, which means we have a shorter class period. Vamos a repasar para la prueba. So we're going to have a quiz tomorrow. And because, you know, next week you guys have GMAS testing and whatever else is happening. And so is prom next week, you guys? Because I'm not remembering the date off the top of my head right now. Is prom next week too, or is it this Friday? It's this Saturday. Okay, thank you. And so just like we always do, you guys, I will pull up the actual quiz and you guys can look at it. We'll go through it together, etc., etc. Okay, And then I have a little game for us, and a video, and then some work time. Okay, does that sound like a plan? Any questions? Preguntas, clase? No preguntas? Okay. Buenas tardes, Serenity, ¿cómo estás hoy? ¿Estás bien?
What did you say?
¿Cómo estás hoy?
I'm doing fine. What about you?
I'm good. Okay, so the first thing I want us to do, you guys, is I have a short video to remind us again about those crazy affirmative, negative expressions, algún, ningún, those indefinite quantities. And remember that what they're used for is basically, to say like some or any or none, right? And so the ones that are negative are going to be ningún, ninguno, ninguna, right? They have to be used in a negative sentence. So those are kind of easy. You can see the no in the sentence, right? If you're going to use them. The rest are a little tricky. So I have just a short video for us to watch. I'm going to try to put the subtitles in English, though, if I can. Subtitles, English. Okay. All right, here we go. So let's make sure, you guys, that we can see, and more importantly, that we can hear. Okay. All right, here we go.
Hola, en esta lección vamos a practicar un poco más algún, ningún y las demás formas. In this video, we'll be practicing algún, alguna, and alguno, which mean a or any, algunos and algunas, which means some or any, and ningún, ninguna, or ninguno, which mean none or not one. Now, go ahead and translate the sentences into Spanish using algún, ningún, and all those other forms. Pause the video if you need more time and check the word bank if you aren't sure about a word. Does Rodrigo know of a beautiful park?
Okay, so see, this is the indefinite thing, any. It doesn't give us a specific quantity. It doesn't say 5 or 10, right? It says any. So that's what makes this an indefinite quantity, okay?
¿Conoce algún parque bonito, Rodrigo?
All right, so this would be the sentence, algún parque. Now, why is it algún and not alguno or alguna? Well, we have to remember that parque is masculine and singular. And so if it's something that comes before a thing that is masculine and singular, and we need to say like any, it's always going to be algún. Okay, algún.
Juan doesn't like any girls in his class.
Okay, so this is a negative statement because we have this not in there, and we need to say any. So think about it.
Juan no le gusta.
Okay, so a Juan no le gusta ninguna, ninguna, because a chica is feminine and singular, and this is a negative thing. So we would use ninguna. Okay, he doesn't like any girl in his class.
Ninguna chica en su clase. And remember, it's rare that we'll find these in the plural, so in this case, if he doesn't like even one girl in his class, then we'd have no reason to pluralize it, right? Some houses near the lake are big.
Okay, some, again, that's the indefinite quantity. It's not a negative, so we need an algún, an alguna, alguno, or algunas or algunos. So think about it in your head, what you think you would put in the blank. We have to know casa, right, is singular, is feminine, and it's plural in this case.
Algunas casas cerca del lago son grandes.
Right? Casa is feminine and plural here, so algunas.
Can some cats drive? ¿Pueden conducir algunos gatos?
Okay, so gatos is plural in masculine, so algunos.
What are some names for girls? ¿Cuáles son algunos nombres para chicas?
Okay, el nombre or tu nombre, masculine, in this case plural, so masculine and plural, algunos, some.
None of the boys knows how to dance.
Right, so we have a negative sentence with the none.
Ninguno de los muchachos sabe bailar.
Ninguno.
Is there an ice cream parlor downtown? No, there aren't any. ¿Hay alguna heladería buena en el centro? No, no hay ninguna. We waited for you for a few hours. Te esperamos por algunas horas.
Okay, so hola, done, Travis. So horas is feminine and plural, therefore algunas, a few.
Luis didn't buy a single rose for his wife. Ay, Luis. Luis no le compró ninguna rosa a su esposa.
Okay, because we have our not here, didn't is negative. So we need a ningún, a ninguno, or ninguna. Well, rosa is singular and feminine, and so ninguna. No, ninguna.
Do you have any problems with me? No, I don't have any. ¿Tienes algunos problemas conmigo? No, no tengo ninguno. And remember that problema is actually masculine. Did you see any of your friends at the party? ¿Viste a alguno de tus amigos en la fiesta? Does the car belong to any of you? ¿El coche es de alguno de ustedes? And
Okay, any questions, you guys? Any questions? It's preguntas. We're, like I said yesterday, we are not going to be pro or whatever day. We are not going to be pros at this, okay? Because we are not immersed in the culture and we are not native speakers, right? So this one's a little tricky, okay? But I hope it's a little more clear after those examples to you, right? Remember the same sort of things in terms of masculine, feminine, singular, plural, but now you got to remember if it's negative or not negative, right? And what you're saying, some or none or any or a few or whatever, okay? If you haven't been with us this week, we did complete some guided notes yesterday and get those turned in. And we are getting ready to review for our quiz for tomorrow. So let me pull that up. I don't like surprises. You guys know that. So we're going to look at it together. Okay. It will be on vocab 8.1. So unit 8, the first set about the solar system. And it will also be on 8.2 stuff. So that's geography. That's forest, el bosque, el río, la montaña, right? Nord, sur, those cardinal points. Okay, so let's take a look and see what is actually in the quiz. Okay, y'all ready? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready. Okay, here we go. So our first set of vocab in our quiz is about the universe, right? And so we have an eclipse, but here are some of the words. Obviously, you need to know el sol, la tierra with the capital T is Earth, the planet Earth. Tierra with the small t means like dirt, okay? So make sure you know those. The moon, okay? Is this the sun, okay? The stars, all of those, right? So make sure you know that the universe vocab. The second section, you have a fill in the blank, okay? The hardest part about these, of course, is understanding what the actual little thing is saying. And so then you have your word bank here, which again, that's from your vocabulary, nothing difficult there. Okay, in section 1, you guys, we also did the por and por qué as a question, and then por qué. All of this stuff, remember you guys, is in the module. It's also in the resource library if you need to look at the grammar stuff again. But remember that we use, this is to express a reason, like cause, why something is happening. So we used por, P-O-R, in front of something that is a noun, right? So like the whatever blew away because of the wind. So because the wind is a noun, we would use por el viento. So the wind was the cause of the something blowing away, okay? If it's a question, then you're going to use por qué, 2 words, right? Because that's how we say why, por qué. And then por qué, 1 word, because, right, is when it's followed by an action. It's followed by a verb. Okay. So I'm trying to think of an example and I can't think of an example, but it's pretty simple. Por qué, 2 words, is for question, why. Por, P-O-R, expresses the reason why if it's a thing, right? A noun. Por qué, 1 word, expresses reason why if it's in front of an action. Okay, because of an action. Okay, our next section, you guys, is our geography, which is 8.2. Africa is un bosque, un continente, un río, o una isla. Okay, so we have to know that vocabulary. El Amazonas es un lago, un continente, un bosque, o una costa, right? Costa, coast. We had that word a while back. So you need to know those. Again, you'll have a few here: bosque tropical, lagos, desiertos, isla, and mar, and you'll have to fill in the blank. So the hardest part about this is really the paragraph. Okay, and since we do these together, you can always ask me if a word, for clarification. And then we save the worst, I guess, to last. It says select the indefinite that best completes each sentence. Again, this grammar stuff is all, remember the marble jars? All of that is in your module. It's in the resource library. If you need to look at it again before the quiz. So here, which one would make sense? Pocos chicos, todos chicos, muchas, or ningunas. Now, you guys, you got to be smart. We know chicos is masculine and plural, right? So it's not going to be muchas and it's not going to be ningunas. So then what do these mean, which you have in your guided notes from yesterday, and which one makes the most sense for the sentence? Okay, so make sure that you know what they mean, not only how they work. Okay, any questions, you guys? There's only 3 of those. Okay, preguntas. So that's probably going to take us most of the hour tomorrow. And you will have some work time as well tomorrow. Okay, no questions, you guys? Are you sure? All right. Well, before we start doing some work,
Hola amigos de Play Quiz.
I thought we'd have a little fun. Okay. So let's take a look at my screen and let's make sure that you all can hear my screen. Okay. All right, let me start this again and I'll pause it.
Hoy tenemos un nuevo reto.
Okay, it says, adivina el país. So we're talking about geography and stuff, right? And adivina means to guess. So guess the country. Okay, por su mapa. Now look at the word por, because that's one of our things that you're going to be quizzed on, right? Por. Because mapa is a map, it's a thing, right? So guess the country, in other words, based on the map or because of the map that you're going to see. So mapa is a thing and therefore you use por. Okay. All right, here we go. And this is just for fun.
Adivina el país por la silueta del mapa. ¿Crees poder resolverlo? Sigamos jugando y aprendiendo. Play Quiz. ¿Cuántos países puedes identificar? Estados Unidos.
Okay, so that's how this is working, right? So you see the map, you put your answer in the chat. Okay, everybody ready? You guys, this is for fun, so I'd like to see everybody join in. Okay, also it helps us to hear. Okay, we need to listen as well. Okay, let me see if I can put those on again. Oops. Let's do English. See, there is no English option. Okay. All right, let's go back. Okay, here we go. Let's play.
Hola amigos de Play Quiz. Hoy tenemos un nuevo reto. Adivina el país por la silueta del mapa. ¿Crees poder resolverlo? Sigamos jugando y aprendiendo. Play Quiz. ¿Cuántos países puedes identificar?
Okay, so we know that sí, Estados Unidos.
Estados Unidos. Siguiente pregunta.
Okay. Argentina, Brazil, or Portugal? Make a guess, A, B, or C. A, B, or C, pick one. It's, yes, very good. Very good, you guys. Woohoo, good job. Yes, if you're picking B, Brazil, you're right. Brazil.
Brasil. Si necesitas más tiempo, puedes poner pausa al video.
Okay. Italia, Sudáfrica, or Rumania? Shaped like a boot. A, B, or C? Make a guess. Kinsey, Gynerical, Isadora, Ventravius, make a guess. A, B, or C? It's shaped like a boot. What's your guess? Yeah. Muy bien. Okay, well, let's see. Till, did you guess? Oh, yeah, you did. Good.
Italia.
Okay, this is a hard one.
El país.
Okay, Ireland, Sweden, or Germany? Ireland, Sweden, or Germany? What do y'all think? Very good, Liliana. Ireland, Sweden, or Germany? Ah, anybody else? Nobody? Okay, well, let's see. I know.
Dices Alemania. Pregunta número 5.
All right. Australia, India, or Egypt? Travis, are you guessing? Australia, India, or Egypt? Good, Serenity. Liliana, how about you? Janerical, Kinsey? A, B, or C? Let's see.
India.
India.
Adivina el país por la silueta del mapa.
Okay, one more. All right. So the Netherlands, Sweden again, or the United Kingdom, which would be England, Ireland, Wales, Scotland. Not Ireland, I mean England, Scotland, and Wales. Make a guess. This will be our last one. Throw it out there. Yes, if you said C, you're absolutely right.
Reino Unido.
Okay, muy bien, clase, muy bien. Do you know this one, you guys? Just before I click off of it, can you guess this one? What this one is? It's Canada. Yeah, Canada. All right. That was just for fun. Yeah, just to hear the language, right? Since we're talking about geography. Okay, if everybody wants to meet me in modules, that would be lovely. Let's remember, and I'll put this in the chat, that you have VHL assignments in both units units 4 and 8. So don't forget to make sure when you're in VHL, right? And again, if you haven't been in class lately, if you are in Canvas, you'll see a little kind of a starbursty thing. And I just started adding those to the VHL things because some folks were having trouble finding the VHL stuff. So if you see the little starburst next to the link, those are your VHL. Okay. You have what you need in the resource library. We've done 8.2, which with the geography, here's our guided notes. There's also some practice activities on those guided notes. So like, I think it was Kinsey, Dontravius, Serenity, and Gynerical. If you need help with those, obviously you can always reach out to me, but you can also go back and watch the YouTube playlist where we as a class completed the practices together. Okay. So if you need to go back and do those, you can. There's also a video here, this tutorial video about those ningun and algun, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. Yesterday, I assigned this pingüinos chilenos to practice those as well. So make sure that you guys have everything you need to have done in units 4, which is this direct and indirect objects, right? And everything here for 8. So we're going to use whatever time we have left as work time. Please reach out if you have a question. Next week, like I said, is GMAS. You want to make sure that you don't have anything hanging over your head. Okay, so I'm gonna meet you over in Go Guardian. Let me know if you have any ways I can help you. Janerical, can you check the chat? Sorry. When you complete those guided notes, you guys, again, you can use the playlist in YouTube, but use the slides that are provided. Also, don't go to the internet because you'll get different words. You'll get random words. Serenity, can you check the chat? Hill, can you check the chat? I know. Kinsey, can you check the chat? Isadora, can you check the chat, please? Good job, Don Travius. You guys gonna let me see pictures of your prom? You can, when you take pictures of your outfit when you go? Okay, Hill. Liliana, can you check the chat? Well, let me know if Liliana, if you want me to like reset that one. Because I'm in there now and I can do it if you want me to reset it. Okay, so you want me, if I reset it, it'll erase everything. Is that what you want me to do? Okay. Okay, so you might need to refresh. Excuse me. Thank you. Thank you, Hill. All right, you guys, I think that's our time today, huh? It always goes so quickly. All right, see what you can get done. And nos vemos mañana. Don't forget your quiz tomorrow, okay? Nos vemos mañana. Adios. Adios. Have a great one.